Hello and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I'm Jane Gogonis. In this edition, as we celebrate our tourism treasure, what are the plans to make Mulanje Mountain a magnet for tourists?
In their master plan, it is in our reforms program, is to actually put up a cable car. An assessment was done. It is going to run from the lower levels up to Sapitwa.
We also go to Nyika National Park to find out how authorities are preserving the unique eco-tourist resource from invasive species. Thanks for joining, and once again, a warm welcome. Now, September is a tourism month in Malawi, set aside to celebrate and market our tourism potential. Malawi is abundantly rich in picturesque sites, and if well marketed, these sites could be a magnet for local and international visitors. Now, one such site is Mulanje Mountain, also known as the island in the sky. But what does the mountain offer? What is being done to make it more attractive to visitors, mostly adventurous hikers? Well, David Gondwe is the District Commissioner for Mulanje.
Mulanje Mountain is one of the biggest tourist attractions in the country, and as a district we are very proud of it because it is something that really we glorify. I mean, as the people in Mulanje are so proud of the mountain and what it provides. Every year, as a way of trying to really connect people and also to ensure that that people enjoy what Mulanje provides, we have what we call Potter's Race. It pulls people across the country. Yeah, so the whole idea is that we're selling it. We're selling it to people. People should know what we're doing. People should know what the mountain has, because it has so many important features on top. You have some huts there. You have Ziwa Lankalamba that side. You have Sapitwa itself on top. So these are very unique features. We have some beautiful belts there. You have some beautiful flowers. And here and there, you can still find cedar. Here and there, you can still find Mulanje cedar. Yeah, so one of the key attractions that we have, and it is in our plans, it is actually in our reforms, and we're working on this one with the Ministry of Tourism. It is in their master plan, it is in our reforms program, is to actually put up a cable car. An assessment was done. It is going to run from the lower levels up to Sapitwa. And if you look at the general plan and arrangement, it provides for construction of some lodges, new lodges in the hills. It provides for the construction of some additional huts and something of good quality, a modern cable car. And anytime I think this one is going to be picked up, and then we will start moving ahead. Apart from this one, through the Malawi Gaming Board, MAGA, as I'm talking now, we are constructing a sports arena. When you go to Mulanje Mountain, you go to Tuchula Plantation, close to there, you will find construction work being done. The sports arena is going to house a big size standard football pitch. You have a volleyball pitch. You have a basketball pitch. You have other sporting facilities that side, and some stands and the like. This one, the work is underway. It's one of the key attractions that we, as a council, we are banking on.
Kind of a sports stadium up
Sports stadium up the mountain. It's a complex. It's beautiful, and And we are quite confident that this is going to add value to our beautiful mountain. Then,
so talking about the cable cars, it's meant for those that cannot manage to go there by foot to do hiking up to the mountain.
Exactly.
So you're considering all those people.
Exactly. Okay. So that maybe they can move quickly, go back quickly, just to see the Swapitwa and other interesting places at the mountain. But those who are strong, who have time, then they'll still do the normal hiking.
Are the efforts that you are making resulting in an increase in the number of foreign and local visitors up the mountain and just in Mulanje here?
Exactly.
Do you see such growth?
Exactly. Actually, there's a lot of potential. We didn't have cyclone this year. The condition of the mountain has changed. It looks much better. We have a general picture is telling us that there is already an influx of tourists. If you go to Mulanje Golf Club now, you'll find tourists there. If you go to places like Gateway Lodge, which is closer to the mountain, you'll find people. So there is an influx of visitors who don't appreciate things there. And it is, if you check in our socioeconomic profile, you will also find that tourism is a very important sector. It highlights a number of attractions, but the biggest is Mulanje Mountain. And if you check in our DDP, you'll find that such plans are also there. Construction of important facilities like the cable car, even the sports arena was there, and other lodges, even improving some roads that side so that people can easily access the hill and see the attractions in the mountain.
I'm interested in numbers because numbers speak a lot. When you look at the numbers, the previous years and the years and these years, what is the real difference?
We may not properly maybe give the actual statistics on that one, but with the COVID that had hit our country hard also from 2019 to there about, there was a big drop in tourism and the visitors were so much on the lower side. But for the past 2 years or so, things have generally improved. Tourists are flocking again, and the figures have gone up. Maybe on the scale of 1 to 10, we can give it 6.5. Because it has maybe gone down to 2.1, maybe 0, but at least above maybe 5.5 on that, just to give a rough picture. So we are quite sure that there is a lot of hope. The potential is still there, and I'm sure that when some of these attractions we're putting up are completed, are inaugurated, are running, I'm sure that the number of visitors coming to Mulanje to appreciate, nature there will definitely increase.
I know some of the tourists are basically food tourists. I would like to come over here to Mulanje to taste the food that Mulanje people eat and the tradition, the culture and all that kind of thing. I don't know how you are factoring in such people when they're coming over here in terms of improving the facilities, their hospitality industry, the lodges, the restaurants and all that kind of thing, so that they provide food that is basically unique to Mulanje.
Yeah, I think that's an area that maybe we need to explore further. Maybe it has not been tackled in an organized way. Through the Tourism Association of Malawi, which is also a mother body and we're in touch with, it is something that perhaps we need to explore and make sure that we also bring it on the market so that people can appreciate what kind of food people in Mulanje eat. People these days are more interested in traditional food, and it is very important that we promote that. So obviously, maybe we need to lobby with the owners of the lodges and what to also serve traditional food, unsima, terele, such things, chigwada. I think this Sibonongwe, all these things. I think Nyemba, all these things. I think they would be so happy to have a taste of those. But it's something that maybe not happening in an orderly or organized manner. But with the Tourism Association of Malawi and also through our tourism department and the other players around, we can always explore that one and see how we can put it on the map.
And finally, why should people, both local Malawians and even foreigners, want to visit Mulanje Mountain? They've got so many places to visit. You've got the Kilimanjaro, you've got the Nyika National Park, and so many other places that are also so beautiful. Why specifically should they date Mulanje Mountain?
Yeah, Mulanje Mountain is an odd geographical feature. It is a mountain that is featured in many documents and the like. But over and above that, I would say that for a long time there was Mulanje cedar at Mulanje Mountain. The mountain was green, and you couldn't see even some of the cliffs there because it was full of fog. And then it has even now some unique cultural or traditional stories. People who came to visit Mulanje, the tourists from many countries, even the people from Mulanje themselves, the Malawians themselves, they could find nsima there, well-cooked nsima with chicken. Then they could eat that. And there are many other unique stories about them. So it has its own unique, sort of history, and I would say that they will come to Mulanje and see something different that they will not see in other places. Because even the culture that people have in Mulanje is different. They can experience a touch of the traditional dances there. There's chopa, there's people in Mulanje have got their own unique dances, which you can't find in other places. So apart from seeing this, they will also be treated to the traditional dances. They will be treated to the traditional food. They will be treated to these unique stories that have been there for a long time about Mulanje. Sapitwa is so famous. Actually, Mulanje Mountain is, I think, the third biggest mountain in Central Africa. At the international level, it also features high. So there are so many good things that when they come here, they will enjoy.
Nyika National Park, situated in Rumpi, is fondly known as the Scotland of Africa for its weather, unique landscape, and beautiful, breathtaking scenery. It is one of the beautiful treasures of Malawi worth visiting and offering game viewing experiences which include zebras and antelopes, which are in large numbers. Now, this unique resource is threatened by invasive alien species such as bracken fern, Pinus patula, and black wattle. While on a visit to the area, Kumbukani Piri spoke to Edson Sijali, Senior Research Officer for Nyika National Park, on how the park is battling the invasive alien species.
After realizing that these invasive and alien species are taking up the habitats of our antelopes, our animals on the plateau, because invaders are increasers, they actually dominate. They are dominators. They will actually capture. Once they are in an area, they actually want to get established and they take more of space. And this has actually affected most of our habitats. So as such, you find that the animals which are actually staying around here, they would move away because, for instance, bracken fern is not palatable to most of the animals here. So as such, the animals would move away. Now, in terms of other species like black wattle is also taking space as well. So most of them are like the habitats are actually being reduced due to the invasive and alien species. Look at the plantation, this one. Look at that side. It was cut, but now you find that there are so many. There's a huge amount of area that is where they are safe zone. So instead of having the natural habitat, we're having the plantation, which is not ideal. The pine is not is foreign because this ecosystem originally did not have pine, but now these colonials came in and they brought in the robust and pine, the black wattle. So now it is giving us problems. Yeah.
So those are the three. What maybe just
Yeah.
tell me
Okay.
which
Okay.
ones
The major ones. The major ones. Pine is alien and invasive. Then we have black wattle. I mean, or not black wattle. I should say black and fan. Black and fan is native but invasive. And then the black wattle. Black wattle is alien because it was brought by colonials. And then the rubus. Rubus is not it is not native. Yeah, it's also alien, but also is invasive. So rubus is a stony plant that is once they invade an area, then the animals cannot actually access say grass and say browse.
This is a tourism destination. Do you think we're getting better? We're getting there?
Currently, if I'm to compare, I think the tourism industry is going down in Nyika. There are factors which are actually affecting tourism here. And firstly, look at the access road. One has to travel from, let's say, Rumpi to here. In a poor road, it's not easy. And the people, most of tourists after visiting, once they would think twice, they would rather go to other places where accessibility is better. Here, there's no tarmac road, starting from Bolelo to Nyika. And the roads are not graded at all. So if there was a tarmac road, as compared to, as seen from other countries like Tanzania, South Africa, Nyika National Park, in Tanzania, they are nice roads. Some are not tarmacked, but they are gravelled. So accessibility is good all weather, throughout the year. Tourism come, but here it is actually seasonal because in rainy season it's hardly passable. So this affects tourism in Nyika National Park. If I'm to look at how situations are changing elsewhere, we are supposed to be better than that. But now, because of those factors, we are losing. Because people complain, always complain. The place is beautiful, but now, look, how do we access it? And now, currently, we there's a project that is coming in. We want to have an international airport, but now this is a long run term. If we had it now, the better, because we are losing out of money in this industry.
September, by the way, is also Deaf Awareness Month, dedicated to bringing visibility and awareness of the communication needs of people with hearing impairments. The month also seeks to increase public understanding of the challenges the deaf community faces and at the same time promote better communication and greater inclusivity. It was established as well to address the informational gaps and misconceptions that often surround the deaf community and to advocate for equal opportunities. It also serves as a reminder of the importance of inclusion, communication accessibility, and recognizing the linguistic diversity of sign languages. According to the National Statistical Office's Population and Housing Census of 2018, there are about 377,000 deaf people in Malawi. But with time, that figure could be greater. So, what is the situation for most of them?
Ntisunge Piri was born with hearing impairment. He lost both of his parents at a tender age. His only hope was his uncle, who even didn't want to stay with him. His life has been challenging, according to his explanation. Currently, Piri is working at St. John of God as an intern, having undergone carpentry training at the same institution. Despite his progress, Piri says he faces difficulties in communication, as many people misunderstand him in most cases due to their inability to understand the sign language.
One of his major challenge is his inability to be able to communicate with those that are abled and him who speaks using sign language. So most of the times they misunderstand him because they are not able to communicate effectively. And the second challenge that he has talked about is about lack of family support, because he says that he has an uncle whom he tried to be close, but most of the times when he goes to his place, they push him away. So he just stopped. And at the moment, his major support system is the family that he has with St. John of God.
His immediate supervisor, Soros Nyinenda, testifies that most people with hearing impairments are hardworking, dedicated, and highly productive. He notes that their deafness often allows them to concentrate more on their tasks, as they are not affected by what those around them might be talking about.
These people, they are very hardworking people, to tell you the truth. In fact, I even want to maybe to have a shop somewhere elsewhere, which means I can employ this type of people. But these people, they are very hardworking people, and they know what they are doing.
One might wonder how Ntisunge Piri manages to communicate with his colleagues at work. St. John of God Hospital Services has made a deliberate effort to train its staff in sign language. Dr. Charles Masulani, the institution's chief executive officer, hopes that this practice will also be adopted in other workplaces.
Could orient our staff to sign language so that they could effectively assess and institute proper management interventions for the patients. Secondly, we run a special needs school. But much as this school targets those with physical disabilities or other intellectual disabilities like mental retardation and learning disabilities, there are also other children that present with the problems because they are either deaf or blind. So even there, the teachers and the assistants were struggling to communicate with these children. In spite of maybe attending some specific special needs training in special needs colleges, but this was identified as one of the major needs. We believe that it's important that as a service we move this forward, but also others can do the same, because it is enshrined in the disability policies, but also bits of it in the Disability Act.
Ruth Jobe, a psychosocial counselor with knowledge of sign language, says there's need to equip all service providers and as many people as possible with basic sign language education to improve communication with those who have hearing impairments.
It's very crucial in our work because on day-to-day basis, we are meeting clients who have various needs, and by the end of the day, we need to be able to get to the bottom of their issues and their problems. So not being able to communicate with those who are deaf effectively has been quite a challenge in the wrong land, and many of the times we have been unable to actually assist those that have been in need, more especially in the mental health sector that we work in. But now, I think with the training that we have had so far, it's quite helped in the sense that we are at least now able to have a conversation with those that are deaf, explore their issues, and probably get to the bottom of what is the major concern that they have come to us with.
I'm now at Nzuzu Government Secondary School, one of the public schools practicing inclusion education with over 300 students with disabilities. Although the students are currently on holiday, my mission is to interact with few teachers managing the special needs department. I was informed that the school has only one teacher dedicated to handling students with hearing impairments. The teacher, Emmanuel Nyilenda, notes that lack of equipment and financial support remains a significant challenge for the department. Speaking on behalf of the department is Febe Mbukwa.
Somehow we are lacking support, especially from maybe non-government organizations, because we want them to come on the ground to see how these students are being helped. So it's important that we should be having some gadgets. At least they should help us with some gadgets. For example, with the hearing impairment, these students may need projectors, because when they are in class, they don't hear, they depend on visual. So they are supposed to be seeing something when the teacher is delivering the lesson. For us to deliver, we need the government and government organizations to come in to train even regular teachers, because as I said earlier, this is an inclusive school where students learn together with the regular students. So at least if every teacher can have basics in sign language and these other skills, it means students will be assisted.
But what is the government doing to address challenges faced by people with disability, including those with hearing impairments? Helen Smwaka, Nzimba North District Social Affairs Officer, had this to say.
Currently we have a Disability Act, and in this act we have a number of provisions which are there to assist people with disability. One of the provisions is the trust fund, which is there to assist and protect people with disability. These people with a disability, we need to uplift their lives. And in the trust fund is there to assist in uplifting the lives of people with a disability. And also the other provision for people with a disability in the Disability Act is the issues to deal with education, issues to deal with health, but also the assistive devices, technology, so that people with a disability are assisted. So if we look at the Disability Act, has got some of the provisions on trust fund, education, health, and also assistive technology.
It is evident that education institutions lack the necessary resources and adequate well-trained staff to support students with hearing impairments, and many people are unfamiliar with sign language, making interaction challenging for those with hearing impairments. The responsibility of supporting individuals with hearing impairments cannot solely rest on government's shoulders. Other stakeholders also need to step in and contribute towards addressing their needs.
And then we end this edition of Beyond the Headlines. As usual, we would so much love to hear from you on these and any other stories that we carry. Please get in touch with us on MBC Facebook page and on their WhatsApp number scrolling right below. I'm Jane Gogodas. See you again next time.